want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hey folks, this is Nadav Hirsch with the JoBlo Movie Network with another spooky tribute video. It's here. It's finally here, the return of one of television's greatest on-screen duos. The sexy, alien-hunting FBI agents, Mulder and Scully in the X-Files. And to celebrate the show's return, we decided to give you a crash course in all things X-Files. Welcome to the JoBlo X-Files tribute video. If you were watching TV in the 90s, chances are you're familiar with this music. Every Friday night, viewers caught up with the exploits of Agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully, played by David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. The setup was simple. Up-and-coming FBI agent Scully is assigned to work on the X-Files, a specialty division of the FBI focused on unsolved cases involving paranormal phenomena. Said department is run by this guy.
I'm an annoyance to my superiors, a joke to my peers. They call me Spooky. Spooky Mulder, whose sister was abducted by aliens when he was just a kid and who now chases after little green men with a badge and a gun, shouting to the heavens or anyone who will listen that the fix is in and that the sky is falling.
Yeesh. Scully, a woman of science, is brought on to debunk Mulder's outlandish theories, but throughout the course of the series ends up a believer herself. Throughout the show's 9-season run, episodes were split into two categories: mythology episodes, which focus on a central narrative involving alien abductions and high-level government conspiracies, and Monster of the Week episodes, standalone episodes that found Mulder and Scully investigating a wide range of paranormal phenomena. These Monster of the Week episodes yielded some of the show's most memorable creations, including the Fluke Man, Eugene Toombs, the Great Mutato, and the Peacock Brothers. The creativity and execution of these creatures was enough to make the X-Files worth watching, but it was the show's intriguing mythology that made the show must-see TV. In addition to the central duo, the show was chock full of great supporting characters. There was the beautiful, bald A.D. Skinner, Mulder and Scully's supervisor at the FBI, and the lone gunmen, geeky investigators who ran a conspiracy theory magazine. Other fan favorites include Mulder's government informants, Deep Throat, X, and Merida Covarrubias. Equally awesome were the show's villains, Rat Boy Alec Krychek, the Shadowy Syndicate, and, of course, Mulder's arch nemesis, the sinister cigarette-smoking man, played by William B. Davis. The X-Files was the brainchild of writer-producer Chris Carter, who worked as an editor at Surfing Magazine before writing a series of pilots for Disney and NBC, but it was the script for the X-Files, inspired by Carter's childhood love of the Twilight Zone and Night Stalker, that put him on the map.
Oh, yes!
When the X-Files first premiered on September 10th, 1993, little about the show screamed success. Duchovny and Anderson were virtual unknowns, and Fox dumped the show on Friday nights, notoriously one of the worst nights for primetime television. But despite all odds, the X-Files developed a cult following that grew each and every week. By the show's 4th season, it was one of the highest-rated shows in the country. Originally shot in Vancouver, British Columbia, before moving to LA, the show's high production values, evocative cinematography, and haunting score by composer Mark Snow put it far ahead of the types of sci-fi shows viewers were accustomed to. Over time, the X-Files went from a cult hit to a worldwide pop culture phenomenon, winning 15 Emmy Awards and widespread critical acclaim. It was parodied and referenced on multiple shows, most memorably on The Simpsons.
It's a simple lie detector. I'll ask you a few yes or no questions, and you just answer truthfully. Do you understand?
Yes.
And who can forget this classic?
Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our maze on. I hope the Smoky Man's in this one like Harrison.
The series also spawned 2 feature-length films, the first of which, Fight the Future, was a huge box office success. The film premiered smack dab in between seasons 5 and 6, continuing the mythology on a larger canvas with a greatly enhanced budget. There was even a spin-off series based around the lone gunman, which is actually pretty great. The X-Files is considered one of the most influential dramas in television history, with a murderer's row of talent behind the scenes.
Everything we do in Breaking Bad is what we learned on the X-Files.
The show introduced the concept of the mythology, ongoing story arcs that became the staple of television in shows like Lost, Game of Thrones, and dozens of other shows that premiered in the X-Files' wake. As the series progressed, it became increasingly clear that the show's creators had not intended for the series to last as long as it did, with storylines becoming increasingly more convoluted with each passing season. But even if the X-Files didn't always make sense, it was always fun to watch. And the chemistry between Duchovny and Anderson was out of this world. Their will they, won't they sexual tension sustained throughout the series was just one of the elements that kept viewers coming back for more. Robert Patrick and Annabeth Gish were brought in as agents Doggett and Reyes for the final 2 seasons. While episodes featuring Patrick and Gish aren't bad, they failed to match the perfect alchemy that was achieved by Duchovny and Anderson in the show's heyday. In the 13 years since the show's finale, the show's legacy lives on, with legions of new fans discovering the show on DVD and Netflix. The character of Scully even inspired many young women to pursue careers in physics. How amazing is that? In 2015, after years of speculation, Fox announced that Chris Carter would be reuniting with Duchovny, Anderson, and most of the original supporting cast for a brand new season. If season 10 is successful, Carter has plans for even more seasons, and even another movie to cap off the story. But regardless of whether or not this new series is able to reach the same heights as the original series, honestly, we're just excited to spend a few more hours with Mulder and Scully. Seriously, I love this show.
Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
Logically, I would have to say no.
I can't wait. For the JoBlo Movie Network, this is Nadav Hirsch. Until next time, remember, the truth is out there.